us here on the programme. Absolute pleasure to have you on, as always. We now move on and back over to Europe, where US President Donald Trump met British Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Chequers during his second state visit to the UK, focusing on global issues and renewing the quote-unquote special relationship between the two countries. Trump was seen shaking hands with the King at Windsor, describing him as a great gentleman and a great king. A joint news conference with Starmer is expected later, with political editor Chris Mason warning it could be a roller coaster. At a state banquet last night, Trump called the state visit one of the highest honours of his life, while the King commended the president's personal commitment to finding solutions to some of the world's most intractable conflicts. Okay, we now move over to the Indo-Pacific, where Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Hayashi, speaking as a candidate in the ruling Liberal Democratic Party leadership race, stated that Japan's economic conditions have now allowed the Bank of Japan to raise interest rates, signalling the country's economy has now entered a new phase. Hayashi, reflecting on the nation's economic history, has also noted that Abenomics, the economic policies introduced by former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, was a necessary response during Japan's period of deflation. Hayashi emphasized that Japan's current inflation is driven by cost-push factors, not demand-driven, and underlined the importance of the country's consumption tax as a vital revenue source to fund social welfare expenses. Okay, we're now joined by Dr. Asta Chadha, and he joins us live from Ritsumeikan University in Japan, and he joins us live from Kyoto in Japan. Thank you very much for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit more about this leading candidate here, Hirokazu Hayashi, and why he is so popular?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, Hayashi has been pretty much in the race for quite some time, and people are looking at him because he has been pretty much a staunch supporter of Abenomics, and he's been defending it. That being said, he is not the only one in that party who's doing that. In fact, the mood of the LDP of this ruling party is very different from the mood of the nation here in Japan. So if you look at the numbers, Hayashi is not even close to being the most popular candidate. So the most popular candidate within the party is actually Shinjiro Koizumi, who happens to be from the legacy of previous Japanese prime ministers. And if you look at the numbers that just recently came in within Japan, again, Hayashi is backed by Sanae Takaichi, who, if she wins, will become Japan's first female prime minister. But on the note where you mentioned the economy, I think Hayashi's policies do tend to, in a way, align with those of Sanae Takaichi, because she also has been a supporter of Abenomics, and she believes that whatever is necessary to stimulate the economy must be done, including aggressive government spending and monetary easing. Now you compare that to what internally the LDP would want to support, which is a new face with fresh ideas, is Koizumi, and his ideas are completely different. He is leaning more towards fiscal reform and addressing Japan's climbing government debt, which today, as of now, stands at a mounting 239 to 234.9 or 235% of global debt to Japanese debt to GDP, which is quite high. So I mean, looking at their different opinions on how they want to handle the economy, I mean that does make to the sensitivity of the voters. But let's not forget that in Japan, I mean, you never really know. So who's the most popular candidate within the party might not even make it to the top, depending on who is voted for the most in Japan.
Dr. Chadha, thank you very much for that brilliant analysis there. Pleasure to have you on the programme. We now move on